Hi, I'm Bud.
And I'm Renee.
On this episode, we'll visit a valley and a creek called Tete Morts, translated to English as Head of the Dead.
We'll visit a small town named St. Donatus.
And then we'll do some hikes at the mines of Spain. So come along with us as we explore Eden.
We're all packed up and we're ready to roll. We got 6 more hours to the next time zone. All of the God-given wonders we'll see. Hiking the trails with you beside me. There's nothing I'd rather do than explore Eden with you.
During this stop, we'll spend time along the Iowa-Illinois border. First, we'll talk about Tete de Morts Creek and Valley. This area was given its name in 1680 by the missionary Father Louis Hennepin. Father Louis Hennepin was a French priest traveling with a small group exploring New France. He was the first European to document Niagara Falls in 1678. By 1680, they were on the Mississippi River. They followed a small creek west, and after a few miles, they entered a valley. Father Hennepin wrote about the beauty of the Tall Grass Valley, but the beauty soon turned to horror when something snapped underneath their feet. What they stepped on were bones, human bones. Father Hennepin wrote the valley was covered with human bones. He was mapping all the area the group explored. He named this creek and valley Tete de Mort, Head of the Dead. The valley was once the home to 700 Winnebago Indians. The Winnebago chief, Watumi, was a young man. One day, he and some braves stopped at a Fox Indian village. On their ponies, it was a full day's ride from their village. They were welcomed and given food. A young woman named Nita was the daughter of the Fox chief. The young Winnebago chief had met her before. She was beautiful, and he wanted her for his own. When he approached her, she took the hand of a Fox brave that she loved. And in anger, the Winnebago chief spit upon her, then quickly left before the Fox braves could retaliate. The Fox chief and elders determined the response for this act against one of their women. The braves would take position in the hills on both sides of the Winnebago village and waited for the campfires to burn out, then quietly made their way down the hillsides and began setting the wigwams on fire. As the inhabitants came out, they were killed. The Winnebagos fought desperately, but they were at a great disadvantage. By morning, the village was burnt to the ground, and only a handful of the 700 Winnebagos survived. Men, women, and children were killed. The Fox returned to their village with their dead and wounded. The young Fox brave that Nita loved was fatally wounded. Many years after Father Hennepin's visit, what remained of the bones were gathered and buried in a mound on a hillside overlooking the valley. A reporter for the Bellevue Leader wrote an article of the event in the late 1800s and asked the residents to treat the Winnebago kindly when they visited the area, to remember their ancestors. The only thing in the area that reminds us of this event is the name Father Hennepin gave the area in 1680. The remnants of the mound sits on private property. There's no historical roadside marker and no memorial to the dead. St. Donatus, Iowa, sits just north of Tete de Morts Creek. Immigrants from Luxembourg settled in this area in 1846. They built temporary log homes, then built limestone structures. Over 20 original buildings remain. The Galen Building now serves as an inn, and the Galen Barn, the first barn in Iowa, is used for events. If you visit St. Donatus, you have to have a meal at Calm's store. In 1850, Peter Calms opened a bar in St. Donatus. In 1933, it moved across the street to its current location. Over the years, it's added a store and a restaurant. It has a large dining room dedicated to Luxembourg and memorabilia of St. Donatus throughout the facility. The Calms have been serving St. Donatus for over 170 years, and the food is really good. Located just 3/10 of a mile east of Calm's restaurant is St. Donatus Catholic Church. It's modeled after New Vienna's St. Boniface Church. It was completed in 1860. The parish is known for its outdoor Stations of the Cross, located on the hill behind the church. The 14 stations are brick structures, spaced at intervals of about 250 feet along a dirt footpath that winds its way through the cedar trees into the top of the bluff. They were constructed in 1861 under the direction of the Reverend J. Michael Flaming. Each structure houses a beautiful lithograph depicting Jesus' path to Calvary. Crowning the top of the bluff is the Pieta Chapel. It was built in 1885. Inside the chapel is a replica of Michelangelo's Pieta statue. The church has an extensive museum that is open upon request. The outdoor Way of the Cross is a picturesque walk that gives you beautiful views of the valley. Be sure and shut the gate and leave a gift in the donation box. We're leaving St. Donatus, traveling north on US Route 52. If you have a sweet tooth, stop at the Melleray Abbey's Monastery Candy gift shop. The sisters make 72,000 pounds of candy per year, and it ranks in the top 100 list of candy produced in America. I should have done my research better, as the shop was closed when we stopped. It's open 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Renee grabbed a brochure and she ordered some online. Our next stop on Route 52 are the Mines of Spain. The Mines of Spain recreation area has 21 miles of hiking trails. We're going to start with the Horseshoe Bluff Trail. The parking lot at the trailhead has plenty of parking spaces and a vaulted toilet. We're going to hike the trail clockwise, going to our left from the parking lot. There's only a few hundred feet of elevation change on the trail. Going clockwise, the ascent is gradual and over a longer distance. At 2/10 of a mile and 100 feet of elevation gain, you come to the Horseshoe Overlook. From here you get good views of the Big Muddy, the Mississippi River, and the Horseshoe Bluffs. From here, you'll follow a narrow trail that takes you on your downward trek from the 3rd level to the 2nd level of the canyon. From the 2nd level, you have 2 options. A north trail that follows a ledge along the canyon wall to stairs that descend to the canyon floor, or a south trail that gradually descends to the canyon floor. We're taking the north trail. Be mindful of your steps and keep your children close. At this point, you've hiked a little bit over a half a mile, and you'll begin your descent to the canyon floor. Dogs are welcome in the park, they just need to be on a leash. So bring your four-legged best friend along with you. At this point, you've hiked 3/4 of a mile. As you exit the canyon, you'll have great views of the Mississippi River. As you make your way back to the trailhead, you'll pass a 15-acre wetland area. The rare red-shouldered hawk resides in the park, along with bobcats and flying squirrels. The flying squirrels are nocturnal and feed at night. They can glide up to 80 yards from the top of one tree to the trunk of another. It's a short hike from the wetlands overlook back to the parking lot. Our next stop is the Julian Dubuque Monument. Julian Dubuque was born in January of 1762. He was a French-Canadian from the Champlain, Quebec area. He was the youngest of 10 children, and at the age of 18, Julian and his brother headed west into the wilderness. In 1788, Dubuque was traveling down the Mississippi and stopped just south of this area. He settled among the Meskwaki Indians. Dubuque made an agreement with the Meskwaki to mine lead from their lands, and later with the Spanish governor. The area was called the Mines of Spain. Dubuque used the Meskwakis to locate the lead on the ground surface and 10 French Canadians to extract and smelt the lead. He was generous, and he made sure the Meskwaki and his workers had what they needed. The Meskwaki chief, Piosta, and Dubuque would become best friends, and it is believed Dubuque married Piosta's daughter, Potosa. Dubuque would die the 24th of March, 1810. It is believed he died of pneumonia. The Meskwaki carried him to this location and placed him in a stone and wood mausoleum with an opening that they believed his soul would pass through. A large cedar cross was placed there that read, Julian Dubuque, miner of the mines of Spain. Chief Piosta's remains were buried on the same bluff beside his friend. In 1897, the remains of Dubuque, his wife, and Chief Piosta were carefully removed. Dubuque would be returned when the new monument was completed that same year. His wife, Potosa, and Chief Piosta would remain in museums. Chief Piasta would be returned to his grave after 76 years in 1973. Potosa, Dubuque's wife, and Chief Piasta's daughter would never return. Her remains would be lost. We have one more stop within the park. The E.B. Lyons Interpretive Center serves as the visitor center and the park office. The displays cover the many animal species that are found within the park, the Native Americans that lived here, and the mining process of the lead. The Interpretive Center's hours are 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 10 to 2 on weekends. The park is open from 4 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. year-round. There is no entrance fee for the park or Interpretive Center. During the stop, we're visiting Swiss Valley Campground. Swiss Valley Campground lies beside Swiss Valley Park. Both facilities are owned and managed by Dubuque County. The campground has 25 30-amp sites, 29 50-amp sites, and 10 tent sites. There's water available, a dump station, and clean shower house and restrooms. The sites are $30 per night. Just 7 miles southwest of the campground is New Melleray Abbey. It is a Trappist monastery. The abbey was founded in 1849 by monks from Ireland. It is built in the 13th century Gothic Revival style. The monks quarried the local limestone and built their monastery over a 10-year period, starting in 1865. The monastery sits on 3,400 acres that were purchased in the mid-1800s for $1.25 per acre. The monks farmed their ground until the 1990s. At that point, they began making caskets. They make and sell 25 to 30 caskets per week. They use premium wood from their 1,200-acre sustainable forest. Their caskets are high quality and reasonably priced and in high demand. For parents that must bury a child, the monks offer these caskets free of charge. Their goal is not to turn a profit, but offer an encounter with beauty and consultation during a time of grief. The church and gift shop are open from 4:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Whether it's the architecture of the buildings, the skilled craftsmanship in the stonework, the unique gifts in the gift shop, or simply a moment of spiritual reflection, New Melleray Abbey is a captivating destination in this area. Just 17 minutes from Swiss Valley Campground is Dubuque, Iowa. Named after Julian Dubuque, the city sits on the Mississippi River. Dubuque is Iowa's oldest city and one of the oldest settlements west of the Mississippi. It has a large number of buildings and districts on the National Register of Historic Places. It is home to the National Mississippi River Museum and Aquarium. We didn't get to spend a lot of time in town, so we'll have to do that the next time we pass through this area. The Tete de Morts Creek took us back 350 years to a story that unfortunately is familiar throughout human history. How one person's actions can lead to the deaths of so many. Exploring the town of St. Donatus and the St. Donatus Catholic Church Way of the Cross proved to be a very rewarding experience. Our visit to the Mines of Spain recreation area exceeded our expectations. The craftsmanship exhibited by the monks at New Melleray Abbey is truly something to behold. Overall, we thoroughly enjoyed our stay. Until the next one, take care and get out there and explore Eden.
There's nothing